Keeping your PC cool shouldn't mean sacrificing style, and the best ARGB case fans prove it. Designed for powerful airflow, quiet performance, and stunning customizable lighting, these fans elevate both your cooling and your setup's aesthetics. Here are the best 5 ARGB PC case fans that combine performance, durability, and vibrant RGB effects for every gaming or workstation build. Links to all products are mentioned in the description below. Let's get started at number 5. Upsiren PF14 V2 PC Case Fan. There is something almost hypnotic about the way this fan lights up and moves air, like it is equal parts performance engine and techno eye candy. The moment it powers on, that prism halo glow kicks out this vibrant ring of ARGB color that feels way more premium than you expect from a case fan. It spreads smooth, even light, that dances around the frame without harsh spots, instantly giving your build that sleek, futuristic vibe. It is the kind of illumination that makes you want to peek inside your case just to admire the setup for a second before you even think about gaming. But the looks are only half the story. Under the glow, those 9 aerodynamic blades get to work with a steady and purposeful motion. Running between 600 and 1600 RPM, the fan shifts an impressive volume of air for its size, keeping your case temps in a healthier, more relaxed zone, even when your system is pulling long hours at full load. There is this clean, consistent airflow that feels more refined than frantic. You get cooling power without turning your PC into a tiny wind tunnel. It helps everything, from your GPU to your VRMs, breathe easier, especially in builds where airflow tends to bottleneck. The hydraulic fluid bearing is one of those features you do not really think about until you realize how quietly everything is running. The noise level sits comfortably around 23 decibels, which is barely a whisper. Even at higher speeds, the sound has this soft whooshing character, instead of the harsh humming you sometimes get with cheaper fans. The bearing also helps stretch the fan's lifespan toward that 50,000 hour mark, meaning this thing is sticking around for the long haul, without grinding itself into early retirement. What makes it even more convenient is the dual interface setup. With a standard 4-pin PWM connector for speed control and a 5-volt 3-pin ARGB header for lighting, it integrates smoothly into modern motherboards and fan hubs, without any weird adapters or cable gymnastics. You can sync the lighting with your entire build or let it run its own colorful flare, whichever makes your rig feel more alive. The PWM control gives you exact command over how quietly or aggressively the fan runs depending on your temps, letting you build a cooling curve that actually feels smart. Pros: quiet flow, strong airflow, smooth lighting, long lifespan. Cons: large size, pricey feel. Number 4. Teucer JM5 PC Case Fan. There is a punchy, energetic vibe to this fan that makes it feel like the kind of upgrade you toss into your build when you want both cooling muscle and a bit of radiant showmanship. The moment it spins up, the ARGB lighting blooms across the frame in this smooth, lively glow that feels instantly modern. It is not just a splash of color, but a clean, diffused effect that wraps around the blades, giving your setup that polished, custom-build look without needing a dozen accessories. The lighting shifts with a fluid rhythm when synced to your motherboard, turning your case into a tiny light show that flickers in sync with your mood, your game, or whatever chaotic playlist you are blasting. Once the fan gets to work, its real personality kicks in. Running between 800 and 2000 RPM, it has no hesitation when your system starts demanding cooler temps. Whether you mount it on a 240 or 360 radiator or let it breathe freely as a case fan, it delivers a consistent stream of focused airflow that keeps heat from lingering around your CPU and GPU. It does not feel flimsy or frantic at higher speeds either. Those 9 blades are shaped with a sturdy aerodynamic curve that holds firm even when the fan ramps up, giving your system that strong, confident airflow that helps push hot pockets out of tight spaces. Despite its higher performance ceiling, the fan still keeps a respectable noise profile. Around 30 decibels lands in that zone, where the sound blends into a soft background whoosh rather than an irritating buzz. It is noticeable, but not distracting, and the fluid bearing plays a huge part in that. The bearing smooths out vibration, reduces wear, and stretches the lifespan toward 100,000 hours, which is wild longevity for a fan in this class. It is the kind of piece you install once and just let it quietly, faithfully do its thing for years. The versatility in its design makes it especially easy to love. With both 3-pin and 4-pin interfaces, you can plug it into older boards, modern boards, fan hubs, or radiator controllers without hunting for weird adapters. Its 120mm sizing makes it a universal fit for most cases and radiators, sliding neatly into builds that need airflow upgrades or a splash of vibrant lighting. And because it is tuned for both case ventilation and radiator pressure, you can move it around your setup depending on how your cooling layout evolves. Pros: bright lighting, strong airflow, long lifespan, versatile fit. Cons: noticeable noise, higher RPM draw. Number 3. Jeyi JY6S PC Case Fan. There is an immediately fun and immersive personality to this fan kit, like it is trying to turn your PC into its own little light-filled universe, while quietly managing the airflow behind the scenes. The moment everything powers on, the RGB glow spills across the interior with this rich, saturated color that feels almost animated. The lighting diffuses smoothly through the blades and frame, casting a soft but vivid shine that makes your build look far more expensive than it has any right to. With the ARGB controller handling millions of color options and a stack of lighting modes, the whole setup becomes this customizable atmosphere machine that shifts from calm to chaotic, depending on whatever mood or theme you are chasing that day. The transitions feel clean, and the colors sit gorgeously thick in the air. But beneath all that visual magic, the hum of the fan has this gentle, almost hidden presence. The fluid-bearing design is the kind of feature you appreciate over time, because it keeps the sound soft and easy on the ears, even when the fan is working harder. At its quietest, it is barely a whisper, and even at the 30 decibel upper range, it leans toward a smooth airflow noise rather than the sharp buzzing some cheaper fans fall into. It gives your machine this quiet confidence, keeping temps in a better zone without becoming a distraction. The airflow itself is surprisingly strong for something that emphasizes both silence and lighting. Pushing around 67 cubic feet per minute, the blades move air with a steady, controlled push that keeps warm pockets from building up around your components. 9 blades create a clean, directed pressure that works well both as a case exhaust or intake, making the kit flexible for a variety of builds. Whether you are gaming for hours or just streaming and multitasking, the cooling stays consistent, helping your system breathe even under sustained load. What makes this kit even more inviting is how easy it is to integrate. That 6-pin connector might seem different at first glance, but the plug-and-play setup handles power and lighting cleanly through the controller, reducing cable clutter and making the whole installation smoother. You connect, mount, sync your colors, and the fans are ready to roll. The compatibility with most boards makes it simple for both first-time builders and seasoned tinkerers who want a straightforward upgrade without wrestling drivers or adapters. Pros: strong airflow, smooth lighting, quiet operation, easy setup. Cons: lower control flexibility, single connector limit. Number 2. Ice Whale GT2160 PC Case Fan. There is a bold, refreshing flair to this fan that makes it feel like a deep breath of cool air every time it spins up. The moment the blades begin moving, that ARGB glow bursts into life with this crisp, luminous intensity that instantly levels up the entire mood inside your case. The lighting feels smooth and unified, washing through the frame with a kind of polished elegance, rather than the scattered, uneven brightness you sometimes get from cheaper fans. When synced to your motherboard, the colors shift like a living pulse, creating a whole visual rhythm that dances around your components and makes your build feel alive in the best way. It is the kind of glow that turns a simple PC into a centerpiece. The fan's performance brings its own satisfying confidence. With a speed range stretching from 800 all the way to 2200 RPM, it means business when your system needs to drop its temperatures fast. Mounted on a radiator, it brings enough pressure to push air right through those tight fin stacks. As a case fan, it keeps the air inside your tower moving like a clean, controlled current. Those 9 blades carve steady airflow without turbulence, giving your hardware this reassuring blanket of cooling that prevents heat buildup before it becomes a problem. You can almost feel the temperature tone shift as it ramps up during demanding workloads, gaming marathons, or long rendering sessions. The copper bearing is one of the sleeper features that gives the fan its long-term edge. It adds a sturdiness and smoothness to the rotation that you genuinely feel in the fan's quiet operation. Instead of that scratchy hum or hollow buzz that low-quality bearings create, this one has a softer, controlled sound profile, even as the RPM creeps upward. At moderate speeds, the fan blends into the background with a calm airflow whisper, keeping your environment peaceful whether you are deep in a match or crunching through projects. And with a lifespan rated for 100,000 hours, it is built to stay loyal to your setup for years. The PWM support is what makes the whole experience feel intelligent. Your fan curve can shift smoothly depending on what you are doing. A low, barely audible idle when browsing or watching videos, and a sharp, responsive ramp when the system heats up. That feeling of automated balance makes your PC run cooler without you ever thinking about it. The energy efficiency combined with responsiveness hits that sweet spot where performance and convenience meet. Pros: strong airflow, smooth lighting, quiet run, long lifespan. Cons: higher RPM noise. Number 1, and the winner is Jonsbo ZA120 PC Case Fan. There is something instantly captivating about the way this fan blends structure, lighting, and airflow into one seamless piece, like a moving sculpture breathing color and cool air through your build. The moment it powers on, the ARGB lighting erupts in this smooth, brilliantly layered glow. With dozens of LED beads wrapped around the frame and running along a parallel axis, the lighting feels dynamic and full, pulsing through the fan like a living circuit. It casts rich color across your components, shifting and blending with motherboard sync in a way that feels polished and theatrical. The effect is bold without being harsh, more like a neon tide that ripples every time the blades spin up. It turns your PC into a little sci-fi light engine, especially when the fan runs in forward and reverse configurations, giving you this playful ability to change the entire look of your setup by simply flipping the orientation. What makes this fan even more compelling is how seriously it takes performance. With a speed range from 700 to 2400 RPM, it can move from a soft, barely audible breeze to a forceful jet of airflow in seconds. At its peak, it pushes over 60 cubic feet of air per minute, and the pressure levels hit that sweet spot needed for both open case cooling and tighter radiator use. The 9-blade design cuts cleanly through the air, keeping turbulence low and efficiency high. Even at full tilt, the movement feels controlled rather than chaotic, which helps maintain stable internal temps during heavy gaming, long render sessions, or just those days when you forget you have 20 tabs open and a video playing in the background. Despite its performance range, the noise profile stays surprisingly civilized. At lower speeds, it whispers quietly, blending into the room like soft white noise. As it ramps up, the sound builds into a firm airflow rush, rather than an annoying mechanical buzz, making the top end far more tolerable than you might expect from a fan that can hit these speeds. The fluid bearing smooths out vibration, giving the fan a cleaner sound signature and extending its lifespan, so it keeps spinning faithfully for years. It is a relief knowing that high RPM does not automatically mean harsh noise, and this fan finds that perfect balance where performance does not compromise comfort. Pros: bright lighting, strong airflow, smooth control, modular fit. Cons: higher noise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tech reviews and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.